Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/relationships. In today's episode, I, 25F, found some bizarre pictures on a phone in my husband's 31M office. How do I confront him? Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. I, 25F, found some bizarre pictures on a phone in my husband's 31M office. How do I confront him? I've been with my husband Jack for 2.5 years, married for 1. I lost my job due to pandemic, and my husband has been supporting us until 3 months ago. He landed his dream job in a large city. It was exciting because it also meant I had a better chance of finding a job. So we just moved to Boston 1 month ago. I'm in the infancy of applying for jobs and virtual interviewing, so I stay at home. My husband WFH in his office. My husband has cousins in East MA, and went to visit them on Friday, and will be back tomorrow night. This afternoon I needed batteries which Jack stores in his home office, so I went through his drawers looking for them. I found what looked to be like an iPhone 7. He's never used Apple phones since I've known him. Out of curiosity I turned on the phone, and it was nearly fully charged and unlocked. There was nothing of value on it until I clicked on the pictures. I found photos of my belongings, cheap hair clips, lotion, a 4-year-old purse I bought from Forever 21 that I still have. Nothing of value, but why did he take pictures of them? They were taken as if they were going to be sold on FB Marketplace or something. But they're literally not worth $1. I scoured through the whole phone and found nothing else. Just photos of those items which the phone said the pics were taken 4 days ago. I have no explanation. Should I even confront him on this? There's no red flags, the only thing is he doest like me going in his office as he says I may mess with things, but I needed batteries today. He's coming back tomorrow at 7 p.m., and I feel a bit confused and nervous. What should I do? Any special occasions coming up? Could be looking to buy you a new purse, new hair clips, new lotion, and wanted to make sure he got you similar styles. Yeah, this. Also easier than trying to get sizes right sometimes. But what's with the secret phone? They could just be reference photos for gifts he may give or literally nothing at all, but I don't see any harm in just asking about it. Testing the phone camera? The first half a dozen pics on my new phone are random crap from around the house, that I took just for me to see what the camera was like. Never got around to deleting. Maybe the phone is new to him, and he was just trying the camera out. This was my first thought. Just testing the camera's capabilities, macro etc. But with her belongings specifically? Aha! I have a habit of doing that because I don't want to give any indication to my BF that I'm getting him something. So I take pictures of his collection or so on, so I can see if he has a pop that I was planning to get him or anything like that, so I don't make any mistakes. This. Right before V-Day, I was running around in a panic taking pictures of belongings my partner had mentioned once as wanting to replace, or that he wanted more of because I was at a loss for gifts. Got him replacement cologne for a brand that's been out of production for a while. I think I still have blurry pics of the label on my phone. If something like this makes you nervous enough to ask strangers, methinks you have little trust in your husband. I can only speak for myself, but if I were to ever get gifts or replace something for my friends, let alone my BF, I would take pictures to make sure I knew what model/style they prefer or need. For the record, if your husband also got a new job due to moving with WFH, there's a chance he got a company phone. My company only issues refurbished iPhones for business use. Yeah, completely this. There's so many explanations for the phone, immediately jumping online to try to have a negative thought reaffirmed isn't great. Just ask your husband. And reflect on why you feel uneasy. There is nothing about this that feels creepy. These items are insignificant, non-sexual, non-valuable, and impersonal. I don't really see how anything here could be malicious. The secret second phone raises no alarms? It's weird to have a secret second phone, but you haven't been together long, so it might be an old phone he had prior to knowing you. Is probably mention you were looking for batteries and saw an old phone. But not mention going through it. I've taken photos of my husband's lotions, hair products, pants, etc. when it's gift-giving season, so I know what brand he likes and what size he wears. Or just in general. The other day he asked me to pick him up some spray for his hair as he ran out. Told me it was called Harold's. I walked all over the store, the brand was Harry's. I take pictures of his stuff now before I go out. I keep a picture of toothpaste on my phone because I never remember the exact one I like once I'm in the store. Okay, do you do that on a secret phone? In most likelihood, he played with camera and that was it. Or made reference photos for gift. It does not sound suspicious, it sounds like a random weird thing people sometimes do. You do nothing. If you really feel like you need to do something, say, I was looking for batteries in your office and found an iPhone. Don't make it confrontation, he done absolutely nothing wrong. You considering confrontation over this would give me suspicion that he does not want you in office, so that he don't get confronted over small innocent things like photo of purse. People here wants you to dig deeper to your husband's personal space for a photo of small things? This strangers is so sick AF. It could be he just took the photo to remember what things he should buy for her in the future. I think you are jumping to conclusions because you feel insecure having not been working for some time. I just say to him that when you were looking for batteries you find the phone. See what happens from there, but I doubt it's anything to worry about. I reckon it's just reference photos for brands and things you might like as gifts. Sometimes the right answer is the simplest one, and I'm definitely having to jump through hoops logically to think of something sinister here. There's no harm in asking about it. The phone was unlocked. Just go about it in a calm manner? Honestly, I think you should stop snooping through your husband's stuff. Nothing good comes from breaking someone's trust. He said he doesn't want you going through his office, but your need for batteries was a good enough reason, I guess. So you saw a phone you didn't recognize and, instead of waiting for your husband to come back and ask him about it, you turned it on and went on to check everything that is in there knowing full well he doesn't like his stuff being messed up with. Either you have a strong reason to suspect that e.g. he is cheating, and then it would be understood that you saw a massive red flag upon seeing an unknown phone, or you just broke your husband's trust in spectacular fashion. If you confront him, this is not going to go well for you. Needing batteries does not give you a pass to turn his phone on and check the pictures, so it is a very poor excuse for what you did. Only thing you can do now is to ask about the phone only, and not the pictures. See his reaction and move on from there. First address the fact that it is a phone you don't know about. Is it possible that in moving he found an old phone? Is it possible he was given one for his job? Is it possible this is a new to him phone that you don't yet know about? The iPhone 7 came out before the two of you were together, so it is entirely possible he used that phone before you knew him. Start with trying to figure out when he would have purchased the phone, if he did. If you just moved from an area with a different area code, and if he has lived in multiple areas, checking the area code on the phone, whether there is a SIM card in it, if it is linked to a specific carrier, etc. You can easily look in the phone and verify what model it is. If you check the serial number on the phone, you may be able to tell whether it was purchased new or refurbished. A little Googling says you may also be able to tell the manufacture date from the serial number as well. If you go to the setting feature, you can find out when it was last reset/activated. If you call it from a blocked number, you will hear if voicemail is activated. You can certainly see if an iCloud account is connected to it. This all gives you more info that might help confirm or go against whatever he tells you when you do confront him. Then address the pictures themselves. Is it possible he was testing the camera? Is it possible he was looking at items to purchase for you? Is it possible he doesn't trust you and is taking photos to see if things move in a way that would suggest something while he is out of town? Consider his hobbies, nature of his job, etc. Is it possible he is pretending to sell stuff online for some reason? Is he taking stock photos? Could he be using these photos for some kind of work-related presentation? Could he be secretly cross-dressing and using or recreating your items? Could he have been trying to get photos of certain colors or textures for some reason? Is he documenting you not putting things away or clutter everywhere for some reason? I would suggest you really take his job into account. If you're leaving out something like he's a mechanical engineer and working in a field where it is possible iPhones might be used to test something, then it is much more likely this is not worth worrying about. Again, I can come up with slightly odd but plausible explanations like it is an old phone the camera didn't work well on that he was considering gifting to one of his cousins. He tested it out to see and decided to leave it. I do think you have to ask, and it is possible there is a completely innocent explanation. But I'd also suggest you confide in someone in writing, perhaps via email with the photos included, because I can think of several explanations that are a lot more concerning as well. I'm not saying that to scare you, just also agreeing that this could be an indicator of something more concerning. Regardless, if he truly doesn't like you in his office, and he does have a plausible explanation, the two of you should probably talk about storing shared goods like batteries outside of his WFH office. I actually disagree with those saying this is a red flag. I WFH and have done so long prior to the pandemic. I have a key combo on my office door, and no one else goes in there including my partner of 10 years. It's not because I'm doing anything secretive or problematic, it's just related to the nature of my work and the need for things to be left just so. If he has locked file drawers or a safe, it is even less concerning, because presumably he wouldn't leave a sign of something nefarious in a battery drawer. If this was in a drawer you likely shouldn't have opened, that is more concerning. Ask him, but come a little prepared, with some knowledge, when you ask him, so that if he does tell a story like it's an old phone I don't use that doesn't match up with a SIM card and new number, then you know to be wary. Know that if he is mad at you about this, that is a red flag unless you've left out the obvious explanation. He could have just been checking out the resolution of the pics, using your stuff as models. It doesn't sound all that weird, unless it was pictures of all of your stuff. Just ask him. Can you please just talk to him about this? So many reasons, most mundane, but I can only speculate. I think you should chalk it up to it being one of life's great mysteries. Not a good idea to bring it up.